Get her done.
Yeah. So, I've been down to Puerto Rico 3 times now.
God damn it.
What? What? Okay. All right. So, first time about 1.5 years ago, there was this motherfucker called the Light Boy. Stupid fucking name. And he was getting his rocks off killing the Sombra. So, her evidence sent a whole bunch of us down there. We kicked the shit out of it. Bubba was King Slayer and stuff. It was a good time. Took down all the campfires, put in a Sabbat city. It looked like Anazar was taking leadership, things were good. I came up here after that and, you know, Archbishop and shit. So that was 1. 2, about 3 months ago I went back down there, check it out. And Anazar was bishop now, things were looking good. Some of his folks were a little froggy, but otherwise it was alright. I had a pretty busy fucking month this month. Archbishop Lennox from Alabama came up, gave me a pack of Cuban cigars. I was pretty happy about that. I went down there and we went trick-or-treating, which was is pretty fucking fun when there's wraiths and zombies involved. I was down in DC, visit Archbishop Santiago, and then I headed down to Puerto Rico, see what the fuck they were up to. And I show up there and I find out that Bishop Anazar is dead. Dead for 2 months. Toasted by a campfire that just walked out unaccosted.
What the fuck?
Right. One of the dudes tried to stake him, and he was stopped. So the campfire that killed Anazar just walks away. That's 1. 2, all they got left is a handful of loyalists. They don't even have a fucking duck tie. No leadership at all. The city has been taken by another fucking Camarilla prince, calling herself the Red Queen. Basing it after Wonderland. The city is on fire, and those motherfuckers are meeting in a hovel full of corpses. So that's where Puerto Rico went in 2 fucking months.
And demons.
And demons. Oh yeah, the Red Queen's a fucking infernalist who has networked the whole city using the infernal and made it into her Wonderland. So once again, me and my folks go about trying to clean this plane up while those loyalists fucking whine.
Yeah, we did.
So, we're researching this shit and we find out that if you look through this cracked mirror, after drinking this vial that says "Drink Me," made by an infernalist, you can track down the Red Queen. So I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, I don't want this bitch to possess my soul. Because she is going around stealing people's souls. And I remember around 30 years ago, this dude Charles Walker challenges the regent to monarchy. And they make a circle, and Charles Walker looks across at this old as dirt regent, says a sentence to her, and she falls to the ground and cries salt tears as he reclaims her blood. And he said, "I am but one Canaanite, not as strong as some, not as mighty as others, yet I have destroyed a region with the purity of my soul." So I looked at this vial made by an infernalist, and I knew that it was possible that she could take my soul. But I knew she could not, because I believed in the purity of my soul, and I knew it was not my day to go like that. For fate will spare an undoomed man if his courage is strong. So I take this vial. Since I was told by multiple people not to do it, I was like, whoops, I accidentally drank the whole vial. Rosa was the only other stupid motherfucker willing to do that. So we go and find this bitch's court. And it's filled with fucking infernal monsters, green balefire, and an entire Camarilla court. So the only other motherfuckers that were any useful at all, which were my crew and the random visitors, start taking down the court, while me and Rosa make a beeline across this chessboard to the Red Queen. And she looked at me and tried to use her dread powers upon me. But it did not affect me, because I believed in the purity of my soul. And she sent her green fire at my skin, and I felt its heat. But it would not burn me, for I believed in the purity of my soul.
Word.
And when I got up there and looked into her cold, dead eyes, I told her of the purity of my soul, and she fell to the ground and cried salt tears. For I am but one Canaanite, not as strong as some, and not as mighty as others, and my soul ain't nowhere near as fucking pure as Regent Charles Walker. But I believed in the purity of my soul, and that meant that bitch could not have my soul.
Burn the bitch.
Also, Puerto Rico fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Can I get a praise cane?
Praise King!
I said, can I get a fucking praise cane? So I didn't do that shit alone. So it's time to give some good mentions. Kraus Stahl, who is the Templar to Archbishop Lennox, he was down there and he was one of the only motherfuckers with a good head on his shoulders. And during the course of that shit, I found that dude was resourceful. Nemesis, who's a kind of corpsey looking dude, he was a really fucking useful necromancer. And with helping handle that infernalist, I call him resourceful as well. Sandman's this Nazi dude, and he started off trying to get the mortals away from where this vile stuff was, and he turned into this crone. And he's like, "Oh no, destruction is upon us! Everyone flee in terror!" And no one fucking flee because they were all controlled by the Red Queen, but it was pretty fucking funny. But later when we got into the Queen's court, he went after the fucking Scourge. And I saw this Nos take down a Scourge and destroy him. And for that, I named him Blooded. Bubba took down a traitor Zamisi that was in that court.
Yeah.
And I already put my name on him, but I'm pretty sure Archbishop Lennox is going to put in a good word for him tonight. And finally, Rosa. Rosa, being the only stupid motherfucker willing to take that vial with me, did the actual beating the face in of the Red Queen when we took her down. And for that, I named her Kingslayer. It's really more like Queenslayer because she was the Red Queen, literally, but Kingslayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right time.
Also, some motherfuckers in Puerto Rico got to get their shit together because that was awful fucking fuckers.
Word.
All right, that's all I got to say about that.
Stupid fucking place.
Yep. All right, give me like 20 minutes and we're going to start with our first play.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
mama?
right. Red Queen's gone. Mad Hatter's in town.
Whoa.